Headed into the 2015 NBA season, the Golden State Warriors were viewed as a middle-of-the-pack Western Conference team that, though were very formidable, they were still looked at as a team that was a couple years away from reaching their full potential. And with the replacement of their head coach in Mark Jackson with Steve Kerr, it was clear this team wanted to move in a different direction. But to many people's surprise, the Golden State Warriors dominated basketball from beginning till end, as they won 67 games, led by their sole superstar in Steph Curry, who would go on to capture his first of 2 MVPs, putting up averages of 24 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds, shooting 49% from the field, 44% from behind the arc, and led the league in free throw percentage at 91%. And to put things in proper context, he would only average 32 minutes a game and didn't play in 19 fourth quarters due to blowouts. They were dominating teams and running them off the court, and it's even shown in the average scoring margin as they dominated that stat in pretty convincing fashion. They would eventually go on to capture their first championship in 40 years, and they would go on to create one of the greatest dynasties that the NBA has ever seen. But one of the biggest questions, or should I say knocks, on their superstar that started it all for them in Steph Curry is his lack of a Finals MVP, because despite his regular season success, capturing 2 MVPs in consecutive seasons, one of them being unanimous and being the first one to ever accomplish that feat, the lack of a Finals MVP is very questionable and will definitely take a hit towards his legacy without the proper context. But in this video, we're going to address why he did not receive his first attempt at that award in the 2015 NBA Finals and why he was robbed by Andre Iguodala. But before we get started with this video, if you enjoyed this kind of content, make sure you drop a like down below. Let's try to get to at least 1,000 likes. You guys have been helping me out with that, and I appreciate all the support. Also, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and if you enjoyed this content that much, hit that bell for post notifications. But without further ado, let's get back to the topic at hand, and that is the 2015 NBA Finals and why I believe Steph Curry should have been the recipient of the Finals MVP. Steph Curry coming into that finals was looked at as a potential candidate to take over the mantle from LeBron James, who was viewed at the time as the best player in basketball. He would go on to have one of the greatest seasons that the league has ever seen, and a lot of people take for granted just because he didn't crack 25 points per game, when in reality, he was dominating the league in a fashion that we had never seen before, and teams just couldn't handle his play style to the point that he didn't have to play in a lot of the late game situations. And the fact that people hold it against his MVP case that he didn't cross the 25 point per game threshold is very telling of the biases and double standards that people have towards Steph Curry. But I digress, because this video is solely about what happened in the 2015 NBA Finals, because in that series, Steph Curry had one of the worst games and performances of his entire life, as with an opportunity to take a 2-0 lead on a Cleveland Cavaliers team that didn't feature Kyrie Irving nor Kevin Love, he would shoot 5 of 23 from the field and 2 of 15 from behind the arc, only recording 19 points, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds, as well as turning the ball over on 6 different occasions. And if you go back and watch the tape, Curry was god-awful in that game. And to all the people that still carry this Matthew Dellavedova moniker that he's the quote-unquote Curry stopper, yeah, this game is really their sole argument. And to be fair to Matthew Dellavedova, he definitely more than held his own on the defensive side of the ball in that game, as his efforts helped the Cavaliers steal one of the games on the road and eventually even win Game 3 and take a 2-1 lead in the series. And without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, many people questioned if the Cleveland Cavaliers could pull off the shocking upset, because after a very dominant team performance in Game 4 that resulted in a 21-point blowout on Cleveland's home court, Curry would come out in Game 5 and drop 37 points along with 7 rebounds and 4 assists, 2 steals, shoot 56% from the field, 7 of 13% from behind the arc, which is 54%, and made all 4 of his free throws as well. In the closeout game, I have to admit, Curry didn't shoot that well from behind the arc, even shooting 3 of 11 to be exact, but he still recorded 25 points and 8 assists, 3 steals, and shot 8 of 19 from the field. And I'm not going to sit here and act like Steph Curry had the greatest series in the world, because that would be far from the truth. but for people to act like Steph Curry choked or didn't play up to expectations in this series, I think that is beyond the realm of idiocy, and I wouldn't be shocked if the voters committee for the finals MVP award shared that mentality as well, as instead of Steph Curry, who was easily, in my opinion, the best player on the court throughout that entire series, for the Golden State Warriors side I should say, or even LeBron James, who was on the losing team but still put up a very valiant effort against the Golden State Warriors without his two co-stars, Andre Iguodala was selected for the finals MVP. And the main arguments that I consistently heard for Andre Iguodala's finals MVP case were his efforts on the defensive end, especially when he was guarding LeBron James, primarily in the last 3 games of the series when Steve Kerr made the decision to insert him into the starting lineup. And to be quite fair, even his efforts on the offensive side of the ball were more than his regular season standards, as he averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, as he shot 52% from the field and 40% from behind the arc. He even had multiple 20-point performances throughout the series and concluded it in the closeout game, recording 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, shooting 45% from the field and 38% from behind the arc. So when I say Andre Iguodala did not deserve the finals MVP, trust me, I am in no means saying that he didn't have a good series, or hell, even a great series considering his expectations headed into it. But to overlook the context behind both players' stat lines is just stupid to me, because in the case of Andre Iguodala, we all know he is an elite defender, or at least at that point in time was elite on that side of the ball. But on the offensive end, it's not like he was going out there and creating his own shot off of the dribble or anything, because that's simply just not true. You can ask Andre Iguodala himself, a lot of the shots that he got, not just in that year, but even throughout the entire dynasty run, he was able to hit clutch shots because teams would leave him open. Iguodala has never been that great of a three-point shooter, even dating back to his days in Philly. And Steph Curry, on the other hand, was getting doubled and tripled at half court, to the point that it freed up shots not only for Iguodala, but for the entire team. And if I'm being quite honest with you, Iguodala was just the biggest beneficiary, as offensively he was making a lot of his shots. Don't get me wrong, I'll never take away what he did on the defensive side of the ball, even though I think a lot of LeBron's inefficiencies in that series were due to the fact that he didn't have a reliable second option. But regardless, if you go back and watch the footage, Iguodala was taking him in a lot of one-on-one situations. I gotta give him credit, especially for what he did in game 4. But I don't know why we just have to overlook what Steph Curry was doing offensively as their best player, because say what you want about defense, you still have to put points on the board, and nobody contributed more towards doing that than Steph Curry on that Golden State Warriors team. Not only with his ability to score, but also with his ability to play make for everybody around him, because many forget and overlook the gravity that Steph Curry draws on a night-to-night basis, because there is a reason that Draymond Green, of all people, actually had a season in which he shot 38% from behind the arc. It's because of the attention that Steph Curry draws every single possession. As soon as he touches half court, you have to close in on him because he has the ability to make it from that kind of distance. It's the same thing that the Lakers had to do to Damian Lillard in the first round this year, close in on him as soon as he touches the rock. And Steph Curry in that series was doubled, tripled, and Iguodala was simply at the right places at the right times. And I'm not one to always quote NBA players because they can be biased, but Iguodala himself has admitted this, and the tape will prove it. And the fact that the voters couldn't grasp a hold of that concept is beyond me. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not here to take anything away from Andre Iguodala. His efforts definitely are well appreciated towards the Golden State Warriors dynasty, and it all started with that series. But you can never overlook the fact that Steph Curry put him in position to make a lot of the plays that he made as far as the offensive side of the ball goes, and his defensive contributions. I'm sorry, there is no amount of defense that is going to equal what Steph Curry was doing on the offensive end, because literally nobody in NBA history can do what Steph Curry does on the offensive side of the ball. Now, some of you guys may be asking, why did Young Mustard make this video? Well, it's because of one simple thing. And as a Steph Curry fan myself, because that is my favorite player, it's tough for me to admit this. It's because Steph Curry may not ever win a finals MVP. And it's up to us that actually watch this series along with the rest of his career to provide context about what actually happened during his trips to the finals. Because outside of 2015 and 2016, Steph didn't really have a fair opportunity to win a finals MVP. You could look at 2017 where Kevin Durant was just simply the best player on the court, and it happens. You could look at 2018 in which I believe he should have won the finals MVP, but obviously the media didn't agree with that and they selected Kevin Durant instead. And I'm not saying Kevin Durant didn't deserve his finals MVPs. You could argue that he was the best player in the world throughout his tenure in Golden State. I will never ever discredit Kevin Durant's performances during his time with the Bay. But it really hurts Steph Curry's legacy that he doesn't have a finals MVP in comparison to not only some point guards on the all-time list, but some players in general. And Steph Curry, in my opinion, is considered a top 15 player of all time, but without that award to his resume, especially considering that he collapsed in 2016 in the NBA Finals after capturing his second straight MVP in a unanimous MVP decision, I really hope the narrative doesn't change and people start discrediting his accomplishments, because we're already seeing it now and time hasn't even passed us by. This happened 5 years ago, people. Just imagine what people are going to say 10 to 15 years in the future with even less context. So guys like me and fans like you guys that actually saw that series, it's up to us to make sure that the correct story is told. But this is just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of you guys will have some differences down below in the comment section. Let me know your opinions. I would love to know what you guys think. And if you enjoy my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as push the bell for post notifications. Check me out on social media. The links are down below in the description box, as well as my articles. I would love to know what you guys think about them. Make sure you drop a nice little rating, and also check out the Overtime podcast on the other channel. All of the links for everything that I talked about are in the description box down below. Y'all stay safe and have a great day. Make sure you wear a mask. I'm out. Peace.